Hi there. Today I want to talk about how do you plan to take a chance? Now, that might seem a little crazy, but if you are looking to move forward, advance your career, meet new people, get a new job, be on a new project, you need to take a chance to get yourself there. And if you don't have room in your day, in your week, in your world to take that chance, how do you make it happen? So let's talk about that. I'm going to walk you through my process to create space for new opportunities so that I can jump in when something looks right for me. First, I like to, at the end of a week, look at the week ahead. What do I have? Are there any major milestones? Are there goals that have to be met? Deliverables that need to be made? Are there tons of meetings? I've had those weeks where it seems like I have 3 days of all-day meetings. So how do I get anything else done? My other 2 days then are jammed with all the to-dos that are necessary and are part of my job. So I like to know what's coming up. Gives me that chance to wrap my head around what's coming and make adjustments if I can. So I look at the week ahead. What's out there? What are those deliverables, the milestones, the meetings, all of the other stuff? How's that fitting on the calendar? What's it look like? And then, are there some gaps? Are there spaces? Okay, maybe there are. They might not be big. But if they're there, then I step back and look at, okay, what is it I'm looking to achieve next week, this month, this year, this quarter, whatever it is? What are my goals? Okay, if I know what my goals are, I know what's ahead in my week. If there are some things I can do to get closer to my goals, and there's a little bit of time in there, guess what? I can block that time out to achieve a goal. Okay, now I see a little window of opportunity. Then if something comes up, I know where I can put it. So I really like looking at opportunities, looking at my schedule, and knowing what is it I want to accomplish. And when I'm looking at my goals, I also like to keep in mind, what are the steps I need to take to get there? If I know what steps I need to take, some ideas of brainstormed activities or things that will help me get towards my goal, then when I see a window of opportunity, I know what to plug in. And maybe what you're plugging in is meeting with somebody new, going and having lunch or coffee, or just take an afternoon break and go sit down for 15 minutes and pick somebody's brain about what they're doing because you'd like to go into that area. Maybe it's a phone call. I don't know what it is. What will help you reach your goals? Make sure you know what those are and have actionable items associated with those. I have that. So what are the things I want to do? Where do I want to go? What things are going to get me there? And then I start looking for ways to plug them into my to-do list, into my calendar, into the craziness of my week. So then you can take that chance. And if you have some opportunities, some windows for opportunities, you have some breaks, then when somebody comes and says, hey, Carol, would you like to be part of this team? I think you'd be great for this. You can look and say, that really would be great. I would get to meet some new people, explore a new area, and I've got a little bit of time. If it can fit within a couple hours a week, I'm in. Or maybe you're overloaded, but oh wow, this chance, this is exactly what I want to be doing. This is really where I want to go. Then you know what's out there, and you can say, I'm really interested in it. I'd love to do it. I'm going to figure out how to make it work. Maybe you have to do that. That's okay too. Sometimes you have to, when you have these chances, you have to just figure out How do I make it work? How do I fit it in? And that's awesome. But you won't know how to take that leap, take that chance, if you're just going from task to task, item to item, meeting to meeting to meeting. If you don't know what's on your plate, you don't know how to make room for something new. Now think about it. You go to a buffet and you pile your plate full of stuff at the beginning, and then at the end you find your favorite dish. Well, your plate is overflowing. What do? How do you make room for this? Maybe you grab another plate and you put it on there, and so that you have room, but then you have all this other stuff that looked really good too. So be strategic. Take a step back and look at what's going on in your world so that you can find room to put that favorite dish on there. It works. It can make it much better, much easier for you. You're less stressed. And when that opportunity comes up, you know you can make it work. Or you know what you've got going on, so you know how you can make it work if it's something you really want. Now, if it's an interesting opportunity but doesn't really get you where you want to go, and your plate is really full of stuff that matters, you can then say, you know, I appreciate the thought. Thanks for thinking of me. I am just buried on this project right now. I can't commit myself to it fully. I'm going to have to pass. And you can do that from a place of not making excuses. You're stating fact. You know where you are. You're being authentic. You're being real. You're saying, hey, thanks for thinking of me. I just can't make it work. I can't commit enough time to it. You're being authentic. You're being real. And people will respect that. It's not that, oh, well, yeah, you know, I just don't think I can make it work. We've all had those experiences, right, where we ask somebody, hey, can you help me out on something? Well, yeah, no, I just don't have time for that. And it feels like they're making an excuse. If you know what's on your plate, you've done some planning, you've looked ahead, you can legitimately, authentically, realistically say, I just can't commit to that right now because I've got this big thing happening. And they're going to respect that because you're going to sound real. You're going to sound confident in your answer. And so they're going to know, yeah, they're not just brushing me off. They're really full. They're really busy. Look at it. Plan your work. And then work the plan. But make sure you don't plan every second of your day, because then you have no flexibility and something comes up, an emergency happens. We've seen that, right? It was called 2020. But what do you do? How do you adapt if you're blocking yourself so full that you don't have a second for anything else? What happens when something goes wrong? Or what happens when that perfect opportunity comes up? You go into overwhelm. You drive yourself nuts. Or all kinds of things just fall off. And the wrong things may fall off your plate because you don't know what's on it. So take your time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. For me, it's like 15 to 30 minutes at the end of my week to look ahead and get a lay of the land and maybe plan some things out, shuffle some things around so that I have the time I need to do what needs to be done, and I have some time to take a chance when somebody says, hey, Carol, you know, I'd really like to talk to you about, you know, how does 1 o'clock on Wednesday sound? It works. It gives you that time and space to take the opportunities, take the chance on doing something new. Create a window of opportunity within your schedule. Plan for those. They don't have to be big, but they need to be there. You'll thank yourself later if you make that happen.